So we get paid $3,900 a month. That's the number we're going to work with when we come down here and put our budget together. Okay? So let's do that. Come down here, and we want, the first question is, what is our net monthly income? And that's going to be the same. If you notice all these percentages, they all add up to 100%. So what we're going to do in this example here is we're going to multiply our monthly income by our what percent we want to spend on each category to get how much we can spend each month. Okay, so click in the C12 box where it says net monthly income, and we want to make a cell reference to this box up here, our monthly income. So start with an equal sign, go to the equal sign, and then come up and click on our monthly pay. And click on the monthly pay. Notice the cell reference G7 goes in there. Hit enter, and there is our monthly pay. Now, we could copy this down, but here's the problem. Watch what happens when I take my mouse and I bring it to the lower right hand corner, and notice how the mouse changes shape into a small thin crosshair, and I click and I drag it down. Notice how it doesn't copy it down, or it doesn't seem to copy it down. But here's the problem. When you copy a formula, it automatically moves the cell reference along with yours. So if here I am, this is G7, and notice how this formula or this cell G7 is selected. If I double click on the housing monthly here, C13, notice how it went down one. So I went down one here, and it went down one cell there. So again, if I go down to the next one, utilities, now it's looking at G9. I'm 2 cells away from charity, and I'm 2 cells away up here. So what we have to do is make this a absolute cell reference. So we have to come back to charity, and we have to edit this cell by double clicking on it. And when you double click on it, you get back into edit mode. To make an absolute cell reference, we put $ signs in front of the letter and the number. So put your insertion point in front of the G, and you want to put a $ sign, which is Shift 4. So hold down the Shift key and hit the number 4, and you should see the $ sign there. And then arrow over once and put a $ sign in front of the 7. So now this is the absolute value of G7. So hit enter, and again this number doesn't change, but select that cell again, copy it down, and as we do, that cell reference doesn't change. It stays, if you now notice, G7, and it doesn't move down when we copy down. Okay, let's move on now to the amount. So if we want to find out what 10% of $3,900 is, we just multiply those two together. So start with an equal sign, click on the 10% times, which is again the asterisk, then click on the monthly pay, which is $3,900, and hit enter. So 10% of $3,900 is $390. We give $390 away to charity in this budget. The next item is housing. So we start with an equal sign, click on the 30%, and then the asterisk to multiply, and then click on the monthly payment or the monthly pay cell and hit enter. So 30% of $3,900 is $1,170. So that's how much money we have per month for housing. Again, that's not rent. That's rent plus insurance, plus taxes if we're paying them, plus repairs, and all those other things that come into running a household. Then we have utilities. Start with an equal sign. Click on the 9%. Then multiply, which is the asterisk, multiply sign. 3,900. Make that cell reference and hit enter. So we have $351 a month, and you could imagine that in the summer utilities might be less But in the winter, utilities or heating might be more. Now, if you run your air conditioner every day in the summer, well then, yeah, it's going to be more expensive in the summer too. But if you don't run your air conditioner every day and you're not running your furnace to heat your house, utility expenses should be less in the summer, more in the winter. You just need to recognize that in your budget and be aware of that. Okay, let's go to food, equal sign, 15% times the monthly pay. Hit enter, and we have $585 a month to spend on that. Under debts, or hopefully if we're debt free, this would be savings to build wealth. Again, equal sign, 20% times the monthly pay equals, that's 780. And then we have the personal, which is kind of your entertainment and some of your fun money here. Equal sign, click on 16% times 3,900, and that gives us $624 to spend a month on your personal items. Maybe that's clothing, restaurants, entertainment, movies, whatever it is you want. Okay, so the question is, if we spend these amounts, does that equal what we have to spend? So we're going to do a quick auto sum to add up these numbers to make sure that we're not overspending our budget. So click down here at the bottom of our amounts, and we're going to come up on your home tab, come over here where it says auto sum in the upper right hand corner, and we want to choose the sum. Choose the sum, and notice when you did that, Excel automatically guessed that you wanted to add these numbers together. And of course we do. If for some reason it doesn't guess that, just take your mouse, click and drag over those amounts that we have to spend in each category. Once you highlighted those numbers, you should see down here the range D12 through D17, and just hit enter. And when we're done, the answer should be 3,900. Again, if you click on that cell, you see the number here, but if you look up on your formula bar up here, you should see the actual formula. Okay? And yes, we have $3,900 to spend every month. We have now, as long as we don't spend more than this in each category, we have made our budget for the month. Okay? That's the first example. I'm going to pause the video here, and we'll come back and we'll look at a couple other examples.